super easy to remove these bumper covers off these Audis. Basically you got to remove this trim piece there, exposes a couple of bolts, and then we have some more on the side over here, so we can access them through the inner wheel well. So when you buy a car, thing you got to sort of watch for is you want to see if the car's got a lock nut. So this one here, I don't even know if it has the key or not, so we'll have a quick look in the boot and make sure we can find it. So first place to check is the glove box, and I highly doubt it'll be in here. Sure enough. Please hope this thing's got it in here. Doesn't look like there's anything down there. No, nothing there. Let's try one here. There we have it. That's what we need. Done. To quickly recap what we need to do to remove this bumper, we've got our 3 bolts down the bottom there, 1, 2, 3, another one over there. Once you pull them out, you can pull back the liner, which will expose a couple of Tema ones we have up in the back there. So there's 2 up in there and another one up by the headlight there, which you can't quite see. So once those are all done, you have some on the underside for this tray here. So you got one there, another one in the middle, and also another one out there. And finally, we got our top bumper mounts there, one there, and as we've seen previously, the trim piece that goes up the top there. Good practice before you pull bumpers off is just to put a bit of tape here to save scratching up the fenders. So what we've had to do is take off 3 plugs. We've got the one at the top here and the 2 spotlight ones. So now this bumper should just come off. So that's good to go. These are the parts going on the front of the car. So we've got the ECS tuning lower lip and the cliche RS4 knockoff grille. I'll be taking that number plate bracket off there, whacking that off. I'll run no number plate at all on the front, keep it nice and clean. And obviously she ain't no RS4, so flip that little badge off in the bin. Fitting the grille is super simple. All we have is a series of these Torx screws around the perimeter of the grille, so pull all of them out. Pull the front parking sensors out, remove the foam and that wiring loom, and we're good to go. Now that the lip and grills are fitted, we've got the silver, well this looks like a stainless or aluminium trim there, so we'll wrap that gloss black, tint that light there. Now that all the bumpers out of the way and that's all fitted up and done, it's time to pull these headlights apart. I want to paint the inside of them black. So on a headlight this style here with HID headlight, they're not really reliant on having any reflective surface in there, hence why you can get away with painting them black. But say if you have a halogen bulb, they need the, a lot of housings are all chrome in the inside, they actually need that. They need that reflection to help with the strength of the light. But I had a quick look at these headlights to see how to pull them out, as I've never done them before. They don't look like they'll take too much work, so I'm guessing it'll be maybe that bolt there, top bolt there. I've seen there's two down the back. Got one there, and our main plug. So I'm guessing you don't even need to remove the bumper to pull these lights out, but yeah, we'll soon see, eh? It wasn't too bad in the end to undo these headlights. There were 5 bolts, so we had one there, one over here, and 2 down the bottom there. And obviously also our plug we mentioned earlier. So let's see if they pop out. It's one done. Now that the lights are out, it's time to split them in half. So how we do that, you've got to heat up the sealant that runs around the perimeter of the lens, take the clips off. So the way you can heat up the sealant is either you put them in the oven or you use a heat gun. Putting them in the oven is quite a good method because it heats it up more uniformly, whereas the heat gun takes a little bit longer and you sort of got to, you know, try and evenly heat it while the other side's cooling down, so you're sort of chasing a tail a bit, but it still works. So yeah, we'll see if they fit in the oven, but we all know that these modern ovens are not that big these days, so we'll have a look, eh? Here's our headlight in the oven. As you can see, it fits in there, but not very well. Now the potential problems we can run into is melting other components of the headlight. Say if it gets, you know, touches on the back there, touches the lens, so yeah, it's a bit too much of a close fit really. So out she goes, and we'll use the heat gun. Headlights come apart really easy, so there wasn't a lot of tooling used. A heat gun, a screwdriver, and this little prying tool, panel tool. So we used a screwdriver to pick off these little retaining clips that held the housing onto the lens, so picked them off, heated the sealant up, and then I used this prying tool here to pry the lens off. Simple as that really. The reason why you don't want to use a screwdriver, trust me, I've been there, done that on my first set I ever done years ago. If you, because this is all soft, and you try to wedge it up, you end up with all these little apexes, so it looks really ugly. Whereas this way here comes off real uniform, and once it's back together, you'll never know it's been apart. Plan for these lights here, I'm gonna black all this out, probably tint that, got that side reflector to tint so it's all black, but I actually might do something different. I will paint that black. I was thinking about leaving this trim here, because I think it'll give the illusion like the halo sort of style light is always on when it's not. So yeah, we'll give it a go and see what it looks like. Here we have the whole headlight disassembled. Definitely wouldn't want to be doing that in a rush again. Pulling the lens off the housing was the easy part, but disassembling all the componentry from the lens, just out of this part here, was on a whole new level. There goes all the parts. It took about over an hour just to disassemble the lens, as I didn't want to break anything. They're definitely a one-way fitting. They're not supposed to be pulled back apart. But anyhow, check all the bits and pieces for it. Just about to assemble these lenses, and as you can see we have a bit of breakdown in the polycarbonate. That's just solely from the HID bulb, so to get rid of that, just use a real coarse cutting compound, but I'm going to speed things up and use this compound for glass. The lights are all assembled. I didn't do a video on them this time, solely because it took way too long. We'll leave that for another video specific for just doing headlights alone. But anyhow, so we've got a bit of contrasting, got satin black, gloss blacks, done the red, heaps of cool detail in them now. Even up the back there. Lenses are all done, we blacked out gloss black on that reflector there. So they're good to go, ready to throw the lens back over top and put them back in the car. Headlights are installed and working as per usual. While the whole front end was off, I thought I might as well freshen up the front, and we gave the radiator a quick black with the CRC black zinc. good stuff because you don't need to prime it, you just bang it straight over. And also we gave the intercooler down the bottom there a bit of a freshen up with the bright zinc as well. The only reason I've done that is because, as you can see, these grills are real transparent, so you better see straight through them. So yeah, might as well get it all blending in and looking uniform.